Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Vandalia By The Way. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city. And on today's program, we'll take an in-depth look at the city's 2013 annual budget. We'll let you know how that budget process works and what types of projects you could expect to see in the coming year. We've also got good news on the economic development front, as one company's moving dirt in our Stone Quarry Crossings development, and other existing companies are adding employees to the payroll. But our first stop today is here at the Vandalia Public Works Garage, where for the last several months, equipment like this leaf collection unit have been taking center stage. But as the temperatures start to drop, before we know it, we'll have snow on the ground, and it'll be equipment like this salt spreader that will grab everybody's attention as we head towards those cold winter months. It's hard to believe, but after a record heat wave over the summer months, the folks at Vandalia's Public Works Garage are focusing much of their efforts on preparing for Old Man Winter.
We have our people inside getting our trucks ready, getting the V-boxes in for the salt, and getting the plows attached to the truck, so we'll be ready to go when the first snow does come.
Public Works Manager Rob Cron says the crews got a little bit of a head start this year, as a mild winter allowed us to keep some of our salt supplies in the bins.
Last year we were pretty fortunate through the snow season in the winter months. We didn't have a lot of snow or big events, but we can't anticipate that for each year, so we have to be ready to go when the snow does come.
Once the heavy stuff hits, Cron says there are things you can do as a driver to help our snowplow guys get the job done right.
When you do see our snowplows out, we ask that people use caution around them. Don't follow too close behind them. Don't get right up beside them when they're turning. They have to make some wider turns with the plows on and the equipment we have. So we ask that you give them room to do their work so we can get the roads cleaned up. Homeowners
can also play a role in helping our snowplow drivers help you.
When you do clean your own driveway out, plow it, snow blowers, however you do it, don't push the snow out into the street, because if we get the street clean and you push it out there, then somebody's going to drive through it and we have to come back around. So that'll help us out too. Also, if you're a business owner or a contractor who does parking lots in town, we ask that you not push the snow from the parking lots out into the street as well.
One final word on snow removal. Cron says when the heavy stuff falls, patience can be a very important virtue.
The ultimate goal when we're out cleaning the streets is to get every street in town as clean as we can, but we do have a priority list, obviously. Our main roads, National Road, the access road, Dixie Drive will be cleaned first, and then we work our way into the neighborhoods. So even though it seems like we're not on our way, eventually we're going to get there. So the people who live at the end of cul-de-sacs and those type of things, we're going to get there.
And from snow removal to trash removal, here's a tip that may save you some money. Cron says many residents take advantage of the semi-monthly free large item trash drop-offs at the Public Works Garage. But he says some folks are spending money to haul items to the garage that might qualify for a free removal from your front curb. His advice is to call Rumpke first.
That is for people who are doing work around their house. They have some construction debris, construction rubble, they can bring it down here and put it in our dumpsters. But if you do have other large items that you would like to get rid of, maybe you don't have any way to get them somewhere, or we're not open that month, or when you want to get rid of it, you can call Rumpke directly and set it out by the street, and Rumpke will pick up the large items right in front of your house.
Again, there are some items that may not qualify for the free pickup, but it's worth a phone call to find out. Just call Rumpke at 461-0004. Let them know what you'll be setting out, and they'll take it from there. In many cases, that phone call ahead of time could save you time and money in your household budget. Speaking of budgets, the City of Vandalia's 2013 budget is just about wrapped up. City Manager Rob Anderson says after a couple of years of drawing on city reserves, the 2013 spending plan is balanced.
My goal for council for this year was to provide a budget that was balanced. And we actually have a little bit of a surplus in our budget for this year. So that's primarily due to gains in economic development with our increased revenue. We still have challenges in our budget. We still are fighting with the state for some lost revenue. But given all of that, we did a great job of putting our budget together this year and have a surplus.
One of the areas the city will continue to focus on in the coming year is road resurfacing.
We're still continuing with our safe and stable initiatives, which are police, fire, roads. We're still going to pave streets. We're still going to buy police cruisers. We're going to upgrade our equipment in the fire division. So regardless of the status of our budget the past 2 years, we've continued to do those things as we've promised our citizens, and we will continue to do those things going forward.
One line item that will be a little bit smaller in the coming year is the line dedicated to capital purchases, such as vehicles and large equipment.
Our capital budget for next year is a little bit less than it was last year, but we're still going to do things that need to be done. We're delaying some large purchases of vehicles and equipment because, quite frankly, we're trying to get a couple more years out of the things that we do own. And we're able to do that, and our maintenance costs aren't to the point where it's starting to become a problem.
Anderson says a recurring theme when putting together a budget is planning and timing projects so that the city gets the most bang for its buck.
And the limited resources that we have for capital projects, we really need to be thoughtful in how we plan our projects and when we do those projects. So next year, we wanted to do the second phase of Buttercup. So we did that project. That money that we're putting into that project takes away from a couple of other capital items that we need to do. So it's all in planning, it's all in staging, timing. You're right, when we do large projects, for example, in 2014, we have 2 phases of Dixie Drive that will be under construction. We rely on money from the state and the federal government to help offset some of our costs. So it's a lot about timing, a lot about planning.
A plan that accounts for revenues and expenditures for an entire year takes quite a bit of time to put together, and it requires a lot of work from city staff.
A lot of the credit goes to the directors, a lot of the credit goes to our finance staff, and we've got a couple new folks and some new positions over there that are learning as they go. But it was a smooth process all in all. But you're right, this project starts in July and ends in December. So it's a half-year project that really takes a lot of thought and a lot of planning. I give a lot of credit to our city council because they are the ones that give us the direction on how to proceed with the budget. So with their leadership and their direction to us, it really makes our job a lot easier.
One reason the 2013 budget calls for a slight surplus is the broader tax base Vandalia will have heading into the new year, and that comes courtesy of the city's economic development efforts. Assistant City Manager Greg Shackelford says the city's economic development initiatives over the past 12 months were very successful.
I will say this, that 2012 was a banner year. I think we set the benchmark pretty high for going forward, especially landing the White Castle, which was one of the biggest projects in the region.
Speaking of White Castle, the latest word on their planned Vandalia operation is that crews are now on the scene and the construction work is beginning.
Considering that they had planned for September, it wasn't too far off. Usually those kind of transactions, especially the bigger the transaction and the more third parties that are involved, take a little longer to get going. So they're supposed to be out there doing some bush hogging and getting the dirt in a place that's ready to go.
It will likely be about this time next year when that building is completed.
But we're just excited, another project out there. It's going to be 100 employees in a 3-year period. I would imagine when they open their doors, they're probably going to start out with maybe 50 to 60 employees right out of the gate.
And while a new company looks to grow roots here in Vandalia, an existing firm is looking to get a little larger. Shackelford says Encon has been a fixture in Vandalia for more than 2 decades, and an expansion project they're considering will keep the company deeply rooted here for years to come.
What they're doing is they're improving some processes for some of their preforms that they do. Encon does preforms for plastic bottles that you would have no idea what they look like. They look like a little test tube is how they get processed. But they do over 3 billion of those units a year right now, and they're looking to increase that up to about 5 billion.
The project will allow Encon to grow capacity while also growing the payroll.
What's that mean to Vandalia? It means that they're projecting over 60 jobs in the next 3 years. That would be average salaries of over $50,000. So very, very, very strong payroll numbers.
Encon isn't the only local company with expansion on its mind. All Service Plastic Molding is also looking to expand its local operation.
They're already in a position where they're looking to expand at their location on Falls Creek, which is about a 60,000 square foot expansion they're looking to do. That would bring in another 50 new employees on top of the 275 that they've committed in 3 years. So we could easily be pushing 325 to 350 employees out there in the next 3 to 5 years if the project comes to Vandalia.
One last bit of news on the economic development front comes from a local trucking firm looking to expand and consolidate. Spears Transfer and Expediting is taking a hard look at setting up shop in Stone Quarry Crossings.
They're considering purchasing property out at Stone Quarry for building a new facility that would consolidate two of their existing operations. But we're still negotiating that. I know the Edge would go a long way in helping solidify that, but we'll probably know within a week or two where the Edge approvals come out at.
Our last stop today is at the Vandalia Recreation Center, where plans are underway for some new programming to help ring in the new year. Facility manager Elaine Kaylor says one of those programs is designed to help patrons work off all that good holiday eating.
The first one we have is the 10-day jump start, and basically that's to gear people up and get them on the right foot after the first of the year, after the holidays, and having a lot of good food, getting back into the routine of fitness and health, and this program's designed to get you off on the right foot.
If a 10-day program doesn't sound intense enough, the center is also offering a program that will last an entire month.
That program is a little bit more extensive, of course 30 days instead of 10, and that gets people into more of a routine of healthy living and working out, cardiovascular and weight training. That will help people for throughout the year know their routine and get, of course it's all about habits, so getting in the habit of it.
Another new program for 2013 will combine elements of fitness along with elements from a popular movie to give patrons a fun and enjoyable option for staying fit.
We have come up with a Hunger Games obstacle course. So you'll actually be able to take a couple archery lessons before actually doing the obstacle course, but it will be hand-to-hand combat, which we're hoping to get some instructors. We're still trying to find instructors for martial arts for that, but of course we'll have the archery and the running and the hopefully going through some mud, getting dirty, but having a good time and just enjoying fitness.
There are many ways you can use the Vandalia Recreation Center, including single-day admissions, 10-visit punch cards, and of course the annual membership. New for this year is the 3-month membership, which used to be offered just over the summer months, but now is an option all year long.
We just started giving our 3-month membership year-round, so you can purchase that at any time, and you can always convert that into an annual membership if you decide that you want to stick with us for the 12 months. We'll always give you half of that amount and put it towards that annual membership.
One last programming note is a special event in March that's designed expressly for families.
We'll be having Spring Into Family Fun in March, and that will be just basically a fun night that will be low in cost. For $5, your family can come in, play bingo, have a pizza party with one another, and then enjoy a movie on the big screen at the Senior Center.
If you have an interest in any of the programs being offered here at the Vandalia Recreation Center, you'll want to check your mailbox soon. The new Parks and Recreation Program Guide should be arriving before the end of the year. That's going to do it for this edition of Vandalia By The Way. And as we wrap up 2012, on behalf of the staff here at the City of Vandalia, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.